You have the opportunity this week. The thing about AI, it moves fast. This week to use the tools I just told you to win this week. You have to write stuff. Use ChatGPT to write faster and more. You have to make presentations. Use Gamma to make them faster, better, more beautiful. You have to make videos. Use Runway to make the video. You might want to make some music. You can use Suno to make the music. You have to make images. Use Midjourney. I'm not getting paid to tell you this. I'm not a part of these companies. I'm trying to put weapons in your backpack. I want you to go out there and go faster making money. I want you, don't go to a lawyer before you went on ChatGPT and said, this is what I think the contract should be. I want you to review it. You just saved $5,000 by bringing the example. Now, it might be slightly wrong, but that's better. You can use ChatGPT for that. There are tools that other people are not yet using that you can get on this week. Also, 2 books. I can see some of y'all are taking this seriously, and I love y'all because y'all gonna be winning. To understand the big picture, there's a book written by a brother named Mustafa. The book is called The Coming Wave. The Coming Wave. Now, X will tell you it's already done came, and part of that book is already outdated, but we still don't know it, and there's not a better book. The Coming Wave is only 2 years old. It's already almost outdated, but please, and then I tell people they get the book and say, man, I got the book. Did you read the book? Just getting the book is not the point. Get the book, get it on Kindle, get it on audiobook, and read it this week because it will show you a whole different world. And the last book is, I'm just trying to give you tools and tools. You got the genius here on everything else. I'm just giving you just tools. And the last book is Automate Your Busy Work. Automate your busy work. You only have 2 things, which is money and time. And most of y'all don't have much either. If you can spend a weekend with this book and automate most of the stuff that you do, the emails that you send, automate it, suddenly you have so much more time. So you can spend with your children, as X just pointed out, or you can spend making more money. These are the tools, the weapons that I want you to walk out of here and go and get. They are free tools, and they're available to you. Now, when you are now going faster than your competition, you aren't wasting money on accounting, you're not wasting money on legal, you're not wasting money. You have a margin, not just a financial margin, you also now have a mental margin where you now can think, you can pray, you can go for a walk, you can listen to God, and now you can make that one slight move to, you know what? We need to have an internship program. You know what? We need to connect with that HBCU. You know what? I need to return. You know what? Homegirl that I met at the airport, let me get back to her. By creating that margin and putting God into it, that's how you can do good and do well.
Recognizing that it's not an AI that's gonna take your job, it's gonna be a human that's using AI, right? It's not gonna be an AI that's gonna take your job, it's gonna be a human using AI that's gonna take your job. And so if you choose to opt out and say, no, I'm not gonna do this, you are missing out on giving yourself a leg up to equally compete with that future. When, even if you're just like, I'm a salesperson. Oh, you a salesperson? Well, what happens when you're competing against your teammate who's now using ChatGPT to customize and write their sales emails? Or when you're working with somebody who is using Gamma, I think is the tool he mentioned, to be able to make presentations 10 times faster than you. That's how it's gonna start, right? Now, there are some fully automated things, like MacDonald's got fully automated drive-thrus in Europe and stuff like that, but for the most part, that's what the real competition is gonna be. So to opt out is to say to your future, I don't want to be successful because I'd rather right now be comfortable and forfeit my tomorrow instead of being uncomfortable now and comfortable tomorrow. And so Another part about this opting out thing, right? We don't own Silicon Valley yet. So we can't opt out because they're putting it in everything. They're putting it inside of our justice system. They're using AI to make decisions when you go into court based on a profile about you, how long you should go to jail or if you should go to jail or not. They're using it in child protective services where they have an algorithm that takes a case report and decides if a child should be separated or not. They're using it in medicine to determine when you go to the doctor if your insurance claim should be approved or denied. They're using it in Social Security to determine eligibility for who should and shouldn't get benefits. I don't know if y'all saw this, but at Kroger they got these new digital price tags coming out, right? Where they about to start using AI to change the price of things in real time, so when it's hot outside, they're gonna up the price of water. It's already coming, it's already here. So you can't opt out of it, because if you try to opt out of it personally, then you don't get to shape what happens collectively and you go back into being a victim of that change, right? As opposed to a shaper of it. So what can you actually do? Tangibly, one, start using these tools. In addition to the one that Van mentioned, I know Earn Your Leisure, I know 19 Keys has a whole like AI course where they walk you through these tools over and over and over again, specifically on how to use them and put them into your business workflows. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of the training that's out here. Another thing is we have to get involved in policy, y'all. One of my clients, I can't say which government body, but in my consultancy, one of my clients was one of the government agencies that was responsible for writing one of the AI laws. Now, mind you, when people go get a PhD from Stanford and they could go make $700,000 a year at Google or $70,000 in a government agency, where do you think they're going? So what type of talent do you think that they have at these agencies? So it was this team, it was like 50 people on this team. Only 2 of them were technical. Both of them were fresh out of college. None of them had ever built an actual AI system, and they're the ones responsible for writing the laws on this stuff. So I go in there and they're like, oh, well, you can't test the large language model for fairness. I said, who told you that? I pulled up like 20 papers. And so it's our responsibility as the people who are the guardians and the cultivators of what we're leaving for those who come after us, to be intentional about making sure that we're tending to it in a way where we're leaving something that's better than how we found it. So what that looks like is getting involved in local policy. So we might not be able to affect AI legislation at a federal level, but you could definitely make it so that your city bans AI and body cameras if it can't tell black people apart. You can make sure that your county or your state puts AI legislation in that says if you're gonna use this for something that could affect my civil or my constitutional rights, before you turn it on, you have to test it and prove that it's not biased, because they don't have to do that. If you're using an AI on something that affects me, you have to tell me it's an AI. They don't have to do that right now. There's no law. And then if it makes a decision, you have to be able to explain why it made that decision. They don't have to do that right now. And if I want to contest the decision, you have to allow a human to come in and override the decision. They don't have to do that right now because there's no law. So that's what I mean about the policies. It doesn't mean you have to become an AI expert. It just means that in your local city, your local state, or even as we go to a national stage, we got to think about what are the basic things I want to feel when this AI comes out, to make sure that I'm protected, that the future is protected for those who come after us as well. So I think that's how we could get involved.
Yeah, I love that. Our interest in new music, new fresh ideas, and what's popular.
Let's get into it. I'm about to improvise. I'm looking at this camera and it says the future of AI. Wyclef Jean Van. I'm with X. Let me freestyle in the AI form to show that the human is still the best. Peep how I flip the languages. Americans say how you doing, German people say wie geht's. When I go to Germany, they say wie steht's. If you love hip hop, let's have some Spaß. Tell me, baby girl, wie werden das? Hold up, InvestFest, y'all still ain't convinced. Y'all might get convinced when I flip it in French. Listen, quand je mange de la valeur de l'amour, je ne crains aucun mal car tu es avec moi. Quand je fais l'amour, on m'appelle Romeo, c'est l'histoire de ma vie, toujours le plus haut. Now this is not an accident. I flipped the language. I could go from the French straight to the Spanish, like Mira amiga, buenos días señorita. ¿Cómo está usted y su familia? Estoy just to say, the creative will always win over the AI.
I love that. Oh yeah, that was amazing. That's crazy. I was on stage when Wyclef just freestyled. Like, jeez. Man, like